the blitz, throw me the bag, I'm cashing in 6-0's Devonta Smith. Who the better brother? I plead the fifth. It's the Bird Gang. We going to war. AJ put y'all to shame. 100 yards a game. This year I was already got my name to grave. Step back. You ain't trying to catch my fade. Fly. Eagles fly.
Fly, Eagles fly, the birds and the guys on the way to victory. This is the start of the ride, one finger heavy. Gotta make it tough for all five. From the city where they pop a wheelie in front of your eyes. It's game time, get on the line. Sirianni drawing the plays, Hurts throwing them dimes. Oh my, y'all thought y'all had a chance. You better stack up your teams if you're trying to win against mine.
What is up, everyone? Welcome into another episode of the Bird Gang Brothers podcast. And Merry freaking Christmas. We hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. I know we did as Eagles fans. We all know we got a win, even though it wasn't pretty. The Cowboys lost, and the 49ers lost, baby. So what
they
a
got
wonderful
destroyed
and eventful Christmas for us Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. Got to show off a little bit of the gear. You know, Fat Batman.
Dude, that is so sick. I saw that shirt when you showed it to me on Christmas. I'm jealous.
Got that. Got some, more Philly gear, and one of my favorite presents of all. Snagged me some Jordan. For those of you who are big sneakerheads like myself, got myself a pair of Jordan 1 low kicks, Kelly green, go perfectly with the Jason Kelce jersey. Ooh.
Perfect.
What a sight to see. What about you, Nate?
The color, when you showed me on FaceTime, the color was absolutely perfect. So great pickup on the sneakers. I think in one of our episodes, you need to post a picture of all your sneakers to show our listeners how many shoes you have in your closet. But anyways, in regards to my Christmas, so our family does gifts. We pull a paper out of a bucket, out of a hat, and that member of our family will get us a present. So whenever Tyler and I get each other, like last year, I got him a Jalen Hurts and an AJ Brown jersey. And this year he had me, so he got me a Philadelphia Eagles cup as well as a Jalen Hurts poster. So we go birthday, Christmas, no doubt we're getting something Philadelphia Eagles. I did want to, so I'm wearing my Brian Dawkins jersey, and I want to say this was our first year of marriage for my wife and I, and she wanted to do something, big surprise, and obviously I'm all about the Birds. So she went into Pro Image Sports and was talking to one of my buddies who works there, who's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And she's like, "Oh, what do you think I can get him for Christmas?" Like, he was looking at a few jerseys, and he's like, "I'd go Brian Dawkins." I had no idea that she was even considering a jersey. And I'm very strict with my jerseys. I want them stitched. I don't want stamped on. And so she totally surprised me. I opened it up Christmas morning and I freaked out. So that was awesome. And then, this year had to give a plug to my mom and my dad. They got both of us a Philadelphia Eagles football with all the signatures, and imprinted on there was the Super Bowl champions and an NFL champion. So that was really cool. We could probably post a picture of that or bring that in next time. But we've had some good Philadelphia Eagles Christmas presents, to say the least.
That's definitely something to look forward to every Christmas. We're rocking with something Philadelphia every year, without a doubt. But to start off, I got to ask you, Nate, if you could choose a stocking, a Christmas present, whatever it may be, I got to throw you with a question, okay? And as well for all of our listeners out here. Would you pick stocking A and get season tickets to watch the Philadelphia Eagles for the rest of your life? Your team wins the Super Bowl this year, but never again. free pizza and wings on game days for life, or a team of your choice to never win a Super Bowl ever again.
The last one. What do you mean? So you're the
A
team
team
of
of
your choice to
that's not your own. Sorry.
oh,
So
to
you're
never win a so if I didn't want the 49ers or the Cowboys to ever win a Super Bowl again, I would choose option D. I'm gonna go with option A. Um, season tickets to the Philadelphia Eagles. One, we've never been to a Philadelphia Eagles game. I know we're talking about it
in
for this
Philly. In
upcoming
Philly.
year. No, yeah, in Philadelphia we haven't been. So I think for me, getting season tickets to Philadelphia, that would be my stocking of choice. Uh, I that would be a dream come true. I can't wait to go to the link to be able to be there every, home game, including playoffs. I don't know if you included that in the stocking, but that would be a dream come true. And then Philadelphia is great at developing talent, bringing talent in. We've had talented rosters over the years, so I have no doubt whether it's this year or in the next 5 years that we'll win another one. So I probably wouldn't take that option. So yeah, probably season tickets. Would you go season tickets?
Yeah, in option D, I'm already getting that for free. I don't need to make that choice. Dallas isn't winning a Super Bowl, and they haven't in who knows how long, 30 plus years. So I
I
as well
know.
would go season tickets for life. I mean, you hit it, perfectly. Being able to be at the link would be pretty cool. Seeing Philly play at home.
Mm-hmm.
NFL games, we've been to a few. It's a different experience. It's amazing, but being at home is definitely
Yeah.
something we both are looking forward to and hope we can accomplish soon. So
Yeah. So, well, I mean, we'll obviously maybe go live from the link like a lot of content creators do. I think that would be cool, but yeah, we're stoked for that. So, I got a question for you. Santa's got a naughty and nice list. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, who makes it onto your naughty list for this year? And who makes it onto your nice list for this year? Pick about 2 or 3. It doesn't matter to me.
all right, we're gonna start off going on the naughty list.
Okay.
Got to go with our offensive coordinator Brian Johnson. Got to go with
Mm.
our defensive coordinator Sean Desai / Matt. Whoever you want to call. And I don't know. Part of me's leaning a little bit towards Nick Sirianni. I don't know.
All
We'll
coaches on
see.
the naughty list. I
All
like it.
all coaches on the naughty list and on the nice list. That's a hard one. I'm gonna give it Devonta Smith. Dude's balling out.
Okay.
Great. Gonna give it to a hometown hero, Britton Covey. Had
Awesome
an
game
amazing,
last night.
amazing game. And then I'm just gonna give it to that third one. May not work, but I'm just gonna give it to the O line. That's my
Hmm.
the third personnel you could say on the nice list. But what about you?
So I'll start off on the naughty list as well. You want to combine all coaches into one spot. That's kind of unfair based off of the answer that you gave. But if I'm putting any one of the coaches based off of recent interviews and interactions with players, it seems like I'm going to go with Nick Sirianni. Has made his way onto the offense. I'm going to explain this answer, but my number 2 is going to be AJ Brown. Now, AJ Brown, if you're listening in, because we know you are after every game, I freaking love you. Okay. I'm so glad that Howie traded for you 2 years ago because you are one of the top receivers in Philadelphia Eagles history. Fast, freaking strong, go up and locate the ball, physical. We haven't had a wide receiver like you. And so I don't want you to go. I want you to finish your career in Philadelphia. The only reason I'm putting you on the naughty list is because of the attitude that I saw you have last night during the Giants game. Looked like you were pouting. And remember, Santa doesn't like powders. So that's kind of why you're on the naughty list. But, and a couple of the sideline incidents, you're a competitive guy, so I'll let those slide. But you got me concerned this year, AJ, and I really would appreciate it if you transitioned over to the nice list for next year. But for right now, you made it on my naughty list. You're still a heck of a receiver, though. So, and then number 3, I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go James Bradberry. James Bradberry, after getting his dollars in the offseason, has come back and looked absolutely atrocious. He's giving his starting role to possibly Keely Ringo. I still don't think the coaching staff is going to put Keely Ringo in during the playoffs because James Bradberry has more experience in that type of environment. But he's definitely not living up to what we saw last year. So those are my 3 naughty lists. Jalen Hurts has almost made it on there, but those 3 kind of kicked him out of the top 3. So for the nice list, I'm gonna go DeAndre Swift. Because every time that DeAndre Swift has been given the opportunity to rush, he has proved, I guess, his worth, proved the worth for an extension this offseason. Hopefully we keep him. But he's made the most of his opportunities when given the opportunities. So I do or will highlight on the defensive side of the ball on the nice list, Sidney Brown. I love the physicality, his determination in playing, and just hitting. I will say I do like that moving forward as our future safety, but he needs to be careful because you and I have both seen in the last couple of weeks, he's late hit after late hit. And I know he wants to teach him, hit him, teach him a lesson, but he's getting close. And then probably Lane Johnson. I mean, continues to be dominant. Him or Jason Kelsey. I mean, let's be honest. But Lane Johnson being a nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year award, he's continuing to do a great job. So that's my nice and naughty list. But yeah. Hey, speaking of, now let's just go right into that. We've talked about Devonta Smith and AJ Brown being on our list of nice or naughty, and in the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles game where the Philadelphia Eagles came out victorious 33-25, Devonta Smith has now reached over 1,000 yards. So
something to kind of highlight in regards to what they've been able to do. Like you mentioned, Devontae joins AJ Brown, surpassing 1,000 yards. But I think one really, we often criticize and look at the bad, the ugly of things that are happening with Philadelphia. But the one thing that I've kind of looked at and seen quite a bit of improvement is DeAndre Swift. He's right on that threshold of surpassing 1,000 yards as well on 216 carries for 5 touchdowns. So I think that's definitely, it's kind of crazy to think, we all we see, all we hear is all this criticism on what Brian Johnson's doing, on what Sirianni's doing, on what the defense is doing, or what they're not doing. Yet we still have these types of numbers. We still have three, here in the next game, three can't individuals over 1,000 yards. We have a quarterback who is second in the NFL or first, I can't remember, with 35 total touchdowns. So, yes, it's
He's also
difficult to
like
see.
first in the NFL in turnovers.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, but, despite these struggles, we have good playmakers, and I hope we continue to have these playmakers for years to come.
Yeah, we haven't had. I mean, this talented of a roster like ever, and it, Nick Sirianni, maybe on the hot seat. Who knows? After this year, there's a lot of fans calling for his name to be on the hot seat, but this talent's carrying an 11-4, possibly imploding, problem-filled team into the playoffs. Like that kind of shows you how talented Philadelphia Eagles, like you said. AJ Brown over 1,000 yards, Devonta Smith now over 1,000 yards, and DeAndre Swift, or did I say Swift? Devonta Smith passing 1,000 yards, and then DeAndre Swift coming up on 1,000. Like three players. That's super impressive, and I love it. Like it's awesome, and that's what kind of irritates me when it comes to the changes that were made in the offseason. Obviously, everyone knows we have a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator, and that's difficult to overcome going into a new season. And again, I think that's where my frustration comes from, is we're so talented, and if we just had decent coaches, or if we at least still had Shane Steichen, I feel like we have a better team, and the players know it. AJ Brown expressed, well, no, he didn't say anything after the game. I think they wanted him to do a post-game interview, and he's like, I have nothing nice to say, so I'm not going to say anything. And you could kind of see that from his attitude throughout the game. Devonta Smith said that he's not very happy with where the offense is. Jason Kelsey, mayor of Philadelphia, even says that they're not playing to the standard, or, there's a lot of things that they need to improve, and you can't be doing that going into the playoffs. So I think let me go back, because did you listen to any of the interviews this week from Nick Sirianni or any of the head coaches?
I tried tuning into the interview or post conference, that they had today. Fortunately, it was working, and I wasn't able to catch that. But I
I
do
took today
know.
off.
Yeah, today. I mean, for all you out there, everyone knows today's like the worst day to work. It's a day after Christmas. No one wants to answer phones. Everyone just wants to be on their toys that they got for Christmas, relax and watching movies. So, working, not the best thing to
Sucks.
do. but no, I did see Nick Sirianni and what he had mentioned, stating, "Make no mistake about it, this offense is being run the exact same way it was last year and the year before. This is my offense. It's my offense. The criticism unfairly goes to Brian Johnson. He calls the plays. The criticism should go to me. This is my offense." So, yeah, I don't know. Just hearing that from him, it's difficult, because like us as Philly fans, all this blame is bouncing off of every single area, and like we want to
And
know.
it's unhealthy. It's toxic.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I don't know if you saw this in the game, but was it Hassan Reddick I believe it was. There
Oh
was
yeah.
a little scuffle. He was coming off the field to talk to the linebackers coach, or one of the coaches. I don't
Yeah,
remember
no,
who.
yeah. Linebacker coach.
And then Sirianni was like telling him to get
He
back.
was
I don't know.
tense.
It, it,
Well, and even
it, it,
today I saw something that Nick Sirianni in the conference said something along the lines of, due to the 3-game, well, I'm paraphrasing, due to the 3-game losing streak, he's been tense. And it's showing with his players. So even he said that he was tense and he needs to work on that. That I don't know, because so I when they were doing the interview, I thought about it in this manner. You have a boss. In this case, it's Nick Sirianni, and the boss wants a certain product to be created and delivered. The boss has this image in his head of how he wants it done, but unless you're that micromanaging manager and you're very controlling, it may not be done the way that you think it should be, how that process should be completed along the way. And then you may get a different result. So I thought about that and compared it to like Nick Sirianni. He's got this offense he wants to run, but he's got a new offensive coordinator in Brian Johnson who's still learning, who's still, technically in preschool of the offensive play calling. And he's not a vet, he's not an expert. And so the offense that ends up showing up on the field is not what Nick Sirianni wants. And so Brian Johnson unfairly gets all of the criticism for Nick's, I guess, offense. I don't know. Sometimes I think Nick Sirianni is taking the blame for some of these other people so they don't continue to get it. Like maybe with Jalen Hurts' lackluster performances this year, he's taking some of the bullets for Jalen so he doesn't get the criticism. I don't know. But the offense, you can't tell me it's the same offense as especially last year when we were clicking on all cylinders. My buddy said we looked like a well-oiled machine last year. And again, maybe it's that product that Sirianni wanted, but Shane Steichen has the ability to add in some kinks in there to change it up. So I really do think now that it seems like we're imploding, that the coaching staff is the issue and it's not the players. And I think it's now, I mean, the players are expressing their frustration because of the play calling, because of the coaching staff. So, and then I guess one other thing with the coaching staff that irritated me, and I did watch this interview, was against Seattle, the last interception for Jalen Hurts, they threw that in hopes that they would get a pass interference. Like, why don't we play the ball? Why don't we look to make a play versus looking to draw a pass interference? Because that's not a given. Your talent and, throwing it up to AJ Brown and, unfortunately not Kenneth Gainwell. Why are we playing for a PI? Like, that's the thing that pissed me off with that interception. So I don't know. So the interviews were interesting this last week.
maybe, shout out if any of you guys tuning in were at the game, at the link yesterday, yelling to run the ball and cheering when they did do that. Let's hope you can continue to do that and tell them not to do certain things, and maybe they can hear you and not do those. I like watching that game and then hearing them, run the ball or whatever they were saying. I want them next home game to say something like no more screen passes and see if that works. Because I feel like that was, like that and like a
Screen
QB draw.
passes.
It's all you
Exactly.
see.
Screen passes and QB draw need to make their way onto that naughty list because I am sick and tired. Like, why are we throwing it to Dallas Goedert and having Devonta Smith block or Julio
Gotta
Jones?
gotta give a shout out though. Talking about blocking on Devontae Smith's touchdown
Mm, yeah,
to OZ laying a
yeah,
flat out pancake like
yeah,
that.
for sure.
That that was awesome. I got hyped watching that. Um,
He his extra effort shows on the field much more than
oh,
Quez
quest
Watkins.
by far.
He needs to be the number 3, no doubt.
I totally agree with you 100. Talking about talking about the efforts and whatnot of the game yesterday. Why don't we jump into a little bit of a little more of the recap? How did you feel like the defense did yesterday?
This is hard because I think you've got to be fair in some of the takes that you make. You got to be careful at not jumping back and forth. And what I mean by that is if we're going to say that it's difficult to win in the NFL, then we have to stick with that. Like, I know we want to bash on the Dallas Cowboys, and sometimes you can use the fact that they are 3-4 against winning teams to your advantage and making your point. But I think you have to be fair that, no matter who they beat in the NFL, it's difficult to do. So we beat the Giants. It's in division. That's difficult to do. Again, it's the Giants, not a whole lot of talent. I thought the defense came out looking a lot better. I think Matt Patricia is getting some time under his wings, and it's going to show as we get some players back. I thought Shaq Leonard did a fantastic job in yesterday's game. I think he had 7 tackles, 1 for a loss or a sack. So he played fantastic, and I think Howie needs to be smart in giving time to Ben Van Sumeren at linebacker because he was doing a great job. Now, obviously, we'll have Nicholas Morrow and Cunningham come back, but I thought the defense played a good game yesterday. I love seeing the progress of Keely Ringo. If he's going to be one of our prime cornerbacks, I'm stoked. Keely Ringo played fantastic, and if I'm being honest, like, defense did their job. The only reason the Giants were in the game was because of turnovers, and that was because of, yes, it was Jalen Hurts' interception, but Dallas Goedert slipped, and then the fumble. The Giants pushed OZ into Boston Scott, so the defense did their job. I'm not going to lie; I thought they did a great job yesterday.
No, yeah, you know, Jalen gets criticized so much for his turnovers, which, yes, this season he's had a lot. I'm not going to say he hasn't, but a few of them haven't all been his fault. Like you mentioned, Dallas Goddard slipping, and then
Yeah,
New York getting a pick six, and there's been a few plays throughout the season where that's happened. So it's difficult and it's frustrating, that it goes under Jalen Hurts' belt because it's not always his fault. Um, which I'll still give him some criticism. There's still improvement that needs to be done in terms of his offensive play. But like you said, that defense they played phenomenal. And I don't know, we got to come up with a name, but Ringo, Ricks, and next year Rogers, the 3 R's, like that. I'm excited to watch. I think it'll be. I don't know. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Ringo. Was excited for him coming out of the draft. Rogers, I got to watch some more tape on. But he has been talked highly about, and I think he's possibly a slot corner that may take over for Avonte Maddox if I feel like Maddox would come back on a cheap contract because he knows he gets injured all the time. He wants to stay in Philadelphia. This is where he was drafted. But I agree with you. The triple R's next year. But I'm excited for Keeley.
Got to ask
What
you really
about the off?
quickly on
Oh,
on
go.
on, on terms of Avante Maddox.
Okay.
They've opened his window. Is he going to be a healthy scratch for these last two games and just keep him,
Yeah.
get him to 110% until playoffs, or do you put him in?
No, I think you healthy scratch him for the next two games because I think we have enough talent to beat the Cardinals and the Giants. So I think you get him as healthy as possible. And then because he has experience, and I think I asked you this yesterday, are we going to play Bradley Roby instead of Avante Maddox? So I think Maddox will get back in there. He'll get his starting job back. Um, but I think he's a healthy scratch. Really quick, what about the offense? What did you see from the offense that you liked yesterday or didn't like, other than the screen passes?
Screen passes, yeah. I liked how they were giving Swift the ball. He was running, had a good, few plays. Know he helped out some people in terms of fantasy.
My wife
Um,
advanced to the championship game.
so shout out to him. I loved the ball placement, and this is just like what I think of Hurts all the time. But his throw to AJ Brown that just flew right over
Mm-hmm.
the cornerback, I believe it was, or the safety.
Scramble out of the pocket and
Mhm.
like twist his body and throw it to AJ Brown. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a phenomenal play, and then so was that. I can't remember if it was a third down, but fumbled snap. Jalen runs around to go
oh
get
yeah,
it, throws it to Calcaterra on
yeah.
the end. So definitely some good plays, but
I like
there's
the Devonta Smith one. I mean, I don't know if you saw this tweet, but next gen stats. I like how they're coming out with ball placements throughout the game, and
mhm,
if you look at Philadelphia's ball placement through all four quarters, it's on the right and left side of the hash. There's not much in the middle of the field, which I wish we reincorporated the middle of the field because that's what we used the whole first quarter against San Francisco. That's what we did against Dallas. And then Devonta Smith scores a touchdown on it. So I just wish that the coaching staff could put together, well, and the players. I mean, it's their duty to play, but they need to be put in the position to make those plays. And I just wish they made a full or completed a full game where you saw them utilize the run, utilize the middle of the field. Um, but yeah, offensively, I thought they did well, minus the interception on the slip. Uh, AJ Brown, it's got me a little concerned, but I mean, I don't want him to leave Philadelphia. I love AJ Brown as a wide receiver one, and he compliments, and then Devonta Smith compliments him. Like it's just it bounces off of each other. So I love these two as a tandem. One of the top five wide receiver duo in the NFL. So I love having Dallas Goedert back. Man, I mean he's huge in this offense. So let's keep him healthy. But other than that, we came out with a win that we needed. Philadelphia 33, Giants 25. If we win out the season, we get the second seed. Again, I don't know how confident I am going into the playoffs, but I'm just going to be grateful that there still is Philadelphia Eagles football because it's going to come to an end sooner than we would like. And the offseason always sucks. I mean, leading up to the draft is fun, but I loved you. You heard me. I got so excited when I saw them walk out in these black unis with the green helmets. It was one of my top three jersey combos that we ranked at the beginning of the season. So I love Philadelphia Eagles football and grateful we still have it. So win is a win.
no, right there. I agree with you on everything. I'm happy Philadelphia broke that streak. that losing streak. That was not
Yeah.
pretty. I'm glad they finally got a win in December.
Oh
But
yeah. It's been the whole month of December that they haven't won, pretty much.
so look forward to next week against Arizona. Let's hope for a beautiful game all around. Um, but yeah, anything else you want to add, Nate?
No, I mean I'm sure that there's things that we wanted to talk about today that we missed. We'll incorporate next episode. But yeah, Merry freaking Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays. Be safe. New Year's Eve it could be dangerous. So just be safe out there and enjoy the time with your family. Bye guys.
Yep. Bye bye.